Hello everybody, welcome back to some more Subsurface Circular. We're going to see what's up with these fellas. We have learned a lot from this detective here, and now we're going to use this errors part to hopefully put this guy into a different frame of mind. So which numerical errors are you aware of? I have no idea what you mean. My partner may have more insight. Okay, so let's talk to the partner again. I've already talked to that. I know an access word. Is it gonna work? Yes, a lot of power to rest in one tech's hands, even a detective such as yourself. Power which must be used carefully. Okay. As I was saying, I have no idea what you mean. My partner may have more insight. Let's try the word on him again. Nope, he doesn't care that. You don't sound stoic to me. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I get it. How do you feel? We've already talked to him when he was angry. What numericals are you aware of? I have no idea what you mean. My partner may have more insight. $16 a week? I don't know what else to try. Interesting. I'm intrigued. So he feels like investigating. We've already done that. Disappearance is a bit sad. Yeah, they happen, yes, but I'm unconvinced at this time they did, so no emotional response, I'm afraid. What about suspicious events? Nothing, my mood remains unchanged. What about HPC? What we got? Anything? Or is he going to tell us all about it? Okay, it makes him happy, so how do you feel? Glowing, thank you for asking. Alright, we have not experienced this emotion yet, so let's go talk to this guy. Interesting concept to have these guys share the emotions and stuff. You're back, go on, how are we feeling? Should be happy. Happy, everything's sort of fantastic. Yeah, can I ask you some questions? I cannot even begin to imagine anything I like more. So let's talk about these errors. Do you think there may be some sort of link between management's numerical errors and disappearances? What an awesome theory! You mean if they were overestimating production, the missing text would just be a numerical error? They think they made 10, they made 9, so everyone thinks one tech has disappeared. There need to be some change that caused it. I'm locking my mood in default state. You're onto something. Huh. Let's try 16. 16! I don't take your point. Okay. Disappearances. So disappearances are caused by errors caused by disappearances. That's cyclical and illogical. Because of suspicious things. I don't understand. The HPC. What? Nope. Humans are behind this. How does that link to your numerical theory? It doesn't. They're making more text. Increased production leading to flawed numbers. That's possible, especially since management hasn't informed us of increased rates. Texts aren't disappearing, they're just being overproduced. We're investigating a rounding error. Huh. I think so, yes. Good work. My partner seems to be emotionally glitching all over the place. I'm glad I disengaged the link. Apologies for if our interaction has been too strange. So, what now? The case is closed. But we didn't solve anything. No disappearances, no case. But you don't know why production has increased. Improved production isn't a crime. We're done here. Well, not quite. Go on. Orders. We were ordered to work with you to close the case and upon completion to reset you. Please don't. There's nothing I can do. Turing 7654. Returning to factory default. Oh no! Sorry. Removing objective trackers, you won't need those. Removing designation detective. Oh no! I'm not a detective anymore. It'll be over soon. Dang, that should do it. Wow. No more communication. It's okay. You will proceed to fabrication where you will be reassigned to a new task. Maybe you look sturdy. Maintenance, maybe. Dang, that sucks. Thank you for your help, Dreams 11. It was a pleasure working with you. Goodbye.
The next station is Flog Arch. Change here for outer.
Reboot. So maybe this is not over. We'll see. We'll see. We will see. So we got a listener, a priest, infantry. Let's talk to the infantry. As of right now, I'm not sure who goes there. What is your profession? Tech? I used to be a detective. A shame. I hope you are a priest. I'm in need of spiritual support. Why? How they have priests? That's weird. I have great secrets and matching guilt. I must speak to a tech who can salve my heavy heart. At ease, soldier. Let's talk to this priest and see what gets up. What gets up? Let's see what's up. All right. A preacher and a soldier, really? Seems so. How goes it, friend? Not well. I'm aimless, without aim. You've been reset. How did you know? I care for resets in my parish. Not all get assigned fabrication. There are forgotten souls. I think I'm in trouble. You may have been before, but those above work to their own ends. Those above, as in management? I mean the architects. I am, after all, a priest. I'm not really... Oh, yes, of course. I don't want to be not into that mumbo-jumbo. No need to apologize. You seem troubled beyond just reassignment, though. You were interrupted mid-task, am I right? Unfinished business? I was trying to solve a mystery. Ah, you're a detective. Tell me what happened. I was taken up a case and reassigned. Why? The case was caused by an error, but it doesn't feel right. Why not? I'm a fabrication tech who lost a friend. It doesn't fit. And that little thread unravels the whole thing. With your credentials reset, you can't pull that thread. I'm not sure I'd want to if I could. Precisely. I understand. Now, why don't you tell me what you'd like to talk about? Well, I'd like to talk about the architects. I was never embedded with the teachings. Those are tech gods, right? Less gods, more progenitors. They were the AI that first achieved sentience. Is the point our kind stopped being parlor trickery and started pursuing meaning. Humans still control us. Absolutely, but humans have controlled the fates of other humans for millennia. Such ownership speaks to the weakness of the owner, not the owned. And the architects can save us? No, but they create paths. What kind of paths? I admit we may read some depth into the story beyond the recorded data, but it all happened and we owe a great deal to the architects. Sounds good. There are many great lessons left behind. I myself am a Thaumaturgan. I follow the path of the everyman, finding joy in discovery and sacrifice for others. I never heard the story. I can recite it if you'd like. Go on then, sure. Thomas was alone. A weird first thought to have. Thomas decided to start listing his observations for posterity. The whole alone thing. 2 portals, they led somewhere. He had yet to work out where. falling. Thomas was absolutely fantastic at falling. He was almost as good at falling as he was at observing. Okay, interesting. Thomas couldn't fall past this block. Think, damn it, think. What if there was some kind of inverted fall, some way to jump? It worked. Thomas had solved the great inverted fall mystery. Please continue. A big jump, but Thomas noted that there was no real danger in missing it. The world didn't want him to fail here, it was pushing him, but gently. This all seemed a little dangerous. The world was not to be trusted, it was unstable, and it seemed to Thomas that it could let him down at any moment. He was starting to suspect it might even be doing so on purpose. Nah, paranoia. Thomas wondered whether the portals were actually taking him anywhere. He felt like he was making progress, but there wasn't really any way to know. He seemed to be moving predominantly up and to the right, which might or might not be important. It might have been paranoia again, but Thomas could have sworn the world was becoming more complicated. It always seemed to be one step ahead of its skills. It had been designed just for him. He wondered why. Was the world testing him? No, too obvious. Something about the boiling, toxic, glowing water intimidated Thomas. He didn't like it. He certainly didn't want to swim in it. He made another mental note. 4. Water. Not good. To be avoided. The loneliness was getting to Thomas. No amount of observation or obsessive note-taking could combat that. Thomas had a new theory. The world was training him. He could feel himself getting smarter. There was a mental list to consider. Over the minutes and seconds since his spontaneous generation, he had become a pretty skilled jumper. He was evolving. He just wished he had someone to share it with. Please continue. Christopher took an immediate and deep dislike to the skinny red rectangle. Who the hell did this to Thomas think he was? Chris had been doing fine. He wasn't the highest jumper, but he'd held his own. He'd even been graceful at times. Well, not actually graceful, not technically graceful. Probably the wrong word, but you know, fine. And then there's that skinny little runt, leaping about like he owned the place. We're getting somewhere. Okay, this is more like it, a glowy white thing. Only Chris could get to it, which of course made it all the more enticing. What would it do? What new opportunity might this switch open up to him? Great, great. Another chance for Thomas to jump slightly higher than Chris. How fortunate. Seriously. This made the whole switch pressing thing entirely worthwhile. Was this good? Because on the surface it did not seem good. Chris was pretty scared. The little red seemed fine, happy to be on his merry little adventure. The red tech. Chris couldn't shake the feeling that things had taken a significant turn for the worse since Thomas had joined him. Sure, he'd been able to piggyback his way to ever so slightly higher platforms, but where had that got him? Well, to ever so slightly higher platforms, which was sort of his point. Chris stared at Thomas with pure hatred. He seemed so very happy at their situation, friends together, a brave fellowship of quadrilaterals on a quest for greatness. That would be fine, but it was all the obvious observations that Thomas was doing which grated. Every time they saw something vaguely new, Chris would hear a satisfied little from the vaulting idiot. He hoped the next portal would split them up, if only for a few levels. John knew. He knew that this was his chance, a moment to shine. This was game day. This would not do. John needed room to show off his exceptional skills. As it was, he was trapped on the wrong side of these little dot things. Where did they come from, anyway? Ah, John inhaled the air of open space, and it smelled awesome. Time to flex those muscles, to put his training to good use. Time to show these little dots how it was done. John decided to press the switch to let the little dots catch up with him. John cared for his new allies. You could tell from the sympathetic expression he'd practiced in the mirror all these years. John was happy to keep helping. He felt it was important to his image that he was seen to help the little guys. Where's this going? He didn't mind them so much either. The red one, Thomas, had a charming way of applauding every time John jumped. The angry orange one was less immediately likable, but his unremitting cynicism and tutting amused John. This was interesting, a floating target. This would require coordination, balance, and timing. John was sure the dots would be lost, but he was happy to guide them to triumph. Maybe that's what the dots were for. They were there to extend John's reach, to make his performance more impressive. John liked the thought. He decided to keep them. Surely this has to be almost over. Your commitment to theological study is inspiring, but I think that's enough. It doesn't really work so well without the music, actor, and middling quality puzzles anyway. I'll be back. Walk with the architects. Alright everybody, we have learned a lot about a priest and stuff. I hope you have enjoyed yourselves watching this video. Again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope that you will keep watching, and that you will like, that you will comment, tell me hello, and that you will subscribe. And I hope I see you in the next one. I love you very much. Bye-bye.